Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Sarah. Hello. Thank you for watching this video. Children of the Devil, or Devil's Children. Quite a title. I know if I was on YouTube and I saw someone upload a video called Devil's Children, boop, I would have clicked on it right away. So great minds think alike. No, I'm just kidding. But this video, I hope, is going to be very informative for you. I know this new understanding that I've come to, or I'm coming into, is really helping me heal further. That's the whole intention of this channel, is to help you all heal and have a better, more fulfilling life. All right. Oh, something in my eye, sorry. So Devil's Children. What am I talking about? So yeah, I have a new understanding about narcissists, and I wanted to share that with you all. Children of the Devil, or the Devil's Children. In Christian theology, the children of the devil are individuals who, through their actions and choices, demonstrate a lack of connection to God and align themselves with the devil's nature, which is characterized by sin, hatred, and falsehood. This term is not literal, referring to biological offspring, but rather a spiritual designation based on one's behavior and allegiance. So engaging in sin, which is basically not honoring God and bearing bad fruit, lacking of love, care, and concern for others, rejection of truth, and opposition to righteousness, which is the spirit of rebellion or rebellion. Wait, see that? Okay. So I'm just going to read a couple Bible verses to you all, explaining this new understanding I've come to be coming into. And this is John 8, not 11 at all, John 8:44. This is in the Message. If you want to follow along, I'm going to post it in the description box below. So just open that up and you can follow along with us if you want. So John 8:44. If God were your Father, said Jesus, you would love me, for I came from God and arrived here. I didn't come on my own. He sent me. Why can't you understand one word I say? Here's why. He was a killer from the very start. He couldn't stand the truth because there wasn't a shred of truth in him. When the liar speaks, he makes it up out of his lying nature, and fills the entire world with lies. I arrive on the scene, tell you the plain truth, and you refuse to have a thing to do with me. Can any one of you convict me of a single misleading word, a single sinful act? But if I'm telling you the truth, why don't you believe me? Anyone on God's side listens to God's words. This is why you're not listening. You're not on God's side. And it says, the New International Version, same verse, you belong to your father, the devil. And you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. Yet because I tell the truth, you do not believe me. Can any of you prove me guilty of sin? If I'm telling you the truth, why don't you believe me? Whoever belongs to God hears what God says. The reason you do not hear is that you do not belong to God. And continuing on, I'm going to read Matthew 13. This is the parable of the wheat and the tares. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed seeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, "Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where did all the weeds come from?" "An enemy did this," he replied. The servants asked him, "Do you want us to go and pull them up?" "No," he answered, "because while you are pulling the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let them both grow together until the harvest. At that time, I tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned. Then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn." The parable of the wheat and the tares is a warning about the enemy's strategy to choke out the good seed of God in us. So I'll read that one more time. The parable, because it's really important. The parable of the wheat and the tares is a warning. It's a warning about the enemy's strategy to choke out the good people, the real, true children of God. This is really, I find this super fascinating. I did a little bit of research on tares, which is a weed. Yeah, tares refer to a weed called darnel or darnel. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, but it's Darnel, and the scientific name is Lolium temutellum. That resembles wheat. So this tares is a weed called darnel or darnel that resembles wheat, particularly in its early growth stages, with some species being as almost indistinguishable from true wheat. Known for its toxic seeds, which cause giddiness, nausea, and even death due to a symbiotic fungus. Darnel's close and strong roots make it dangerously to pull up, as it can severely damage the surrounding wheat plants. Tares are most famously mentioned in Jesus' parable of the wheat and the tares, where they represent toxic and counterfeit people, okay, who coexist with the good wheat in the world until final judgment. So in the early growth stages of this plant, the tare, the young darnel or darnel plant, a poisonous ryegrass, closely mimic the appearance of young wheat plants. And even experienced farmers can't tell the difference when they're first starting out. They can't tell who's the real, where's the wheat and where's the tare. The difference becomes clear as the plants mature and develop seed heads. And this is really fascinating. The wheat produces heavy, grain-filled heads that cause the stalk to bow down or droop. And darnel produces light, infertile seeds that cause the stalk to stand straight and tall. Prideful. Darnel is poisonous and will ruin flour if its seeds are mixed in with the wheat during processing. That's pretty, they're poisonous. And they'll just destroy the flour if they're mixed in with the real wheat or the wheat. So my new understanding is alpha or masculine dominant people who are ruled by the self-preservation or self-defense principle, are the devil's children. They are the devil's children, or they are tares or weeds. Up until a while ago, I'm not really sure when I started feeling this way. I used to think that there were omega or feminine dominant people and alpha or masculine dominant people. And the masculine or alpha dominant people, the ones that are focused on themselves, if they'd had experienced trauma, like rejection, abuse, that kind of thing, they would become a narcissist. But now I'm more leaning towards if the person is naturally an alpha or an alpha or a masculine dominant person, or just whether they be female or male, just someone who is born naturally focused on themselves. I think these people are the devil's children. I really do. Some of them are worse than others. But that's what the new understanding I'm coming into, is that if I discern the person is an alpha or masculine dominant person, no matter if they've had trauma or not. I mean, we've all had trauma, some trauma in our childhood. It's unavoidable. But if I discern that polarity, that main dominant polarity, I pretty much have observed that they lie, they cause chaos, they gossip, they tattletale, they monitor, they stalk, they make up rumors, just whatever. They may not steal or kill or cheat on you. Some do. Some will definitely do that too. Don't get me wrong. They will. It's a spectrum, but at the very least, they'll just cause chaos with people. And some of you may be thinking, but Sarah, aren't you always telling us to strengthen our alpha or masculine polarity? Ad nauseum, I'm always saying, shift into your masculine. Become more alpha focused. And I'm going to talk about that. I do believe there's two aspects of God, which is the omega and the feminine, and the masculine or the alpha. And if you look at the Bible, I really feel like the New Testament is the omega. It's the feminine polarity. And the Old Testament is the alpha or the masculine polarity. And I think people who are naturally born self-focused, these people that I'm calling tares or weeds, I think they take that good intention of the alpha, which is basically like the Old Testament, and they weaponize it. And they use it to hurt people instead of using that polarity and that principle for what it's meant to be. So I'm just going to go over briefly what I mean about, the alpha or the Old Testament, the masculine polarity. This is divine masculinity or divine alpha. So I would say it's the law, natural law, God's law, moral law. There's lots of names for it, karma or karmic law. I'd also say, the 10 Commandments. The alpha or the masculine polarity is the righteous judge. It takes no shit. Fuck around and find out. And Galatians 6 verse 7, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, he will also reap. So the true masculine or the true alpha polarities don't fuck around, don't hurt other people, don't covet other people, don't. And if someone inflicts harm on them, they're not going to tolerate that. They're not going to take that shit. Fuck around and find out. But with people that I'm calling tares or the naturally alpha or the natural masculine dominant person, they judge people for things they can't help, like getting sick or, being a couple minutes late. We shall try to be good people as much as we can, but we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to forget things. And the tare or the masculine or the alpha dominant polarity person, whether they be female or male, they take that to the extreme and they persecute and judge when they really don't need to. And they, fuck around and find out. But the littlest thing, they kind of just reject people and give up on people for the littlest thing. So there is a true divine alpha and masculinity. And when I'm saying get more alpha or become more masculine dominant or strengthen your non-dominant polarity, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the righteousness, the Old Testament, which is, I am who I am, the law, the 10 Commandments. Whereas the Omega or the New Testament is the feminine, which is do no harm, the nurturing principle. But anyway, now we're almost over here. I hope this video is helpful for you guys. I really love you guys. I really love helping you guys with these videos. So anyway, I hope it's enlightening. I know it's definitely changing the way I'm viewing things. I just know if you're that way, you probably can't change, because that's just who you are. That person is a counterfeit person, which I know is pretty crazy. They look human, right? Like they eat, they breathe, they go to the bathroom, they make children, some of them, but they're not human. They're counterfeit. They're toxic, counterfeit people. And that's why I used to be sick, because I couldn't discern this polarity as well as I was around them. I was raised by 2 different tares, or 2 different weeds. So we're just going to go over, total random, no special order. I'm just going to go over 8 things to keep in mind or to remember when you're thinking about this, the counterfeit people, the tares. So first thing, they make you sick, okay? Like we were just learning about the darnel seeds or whatever. They're toxic. They're going to make you sick. So get away from them. And this is basically the key number 1 in my 11 keys. Remove toxicity. Just get away from them. They make you sick. I try to make this rhyme. It says, don't explain, they be deranged. So often I want to like shake one of these people, or like text them like, what the heck are you thinking? Or something to that effect. But you just can't explain to them. They're not real human beings. They're the devil's children. Okay? They are the devil's children. They don't want to understand. They don't want to get along. They want to destroy you. Okay? So don't explain. They be deranged. Okay? Just don't even bother. And short-sighted. And what I mean by that, these people are not able to tell if they do X. Sorry. If they do one thing, there's cause and effect. If you do something, this is going to be the repercussions. They can't see that. They're short-sighted. They are not able to put that together for themselves, which also explains why they do what they do. You may ask, what the heck were they thinking? They weren't thinking. They're short-sighted. They're not all there. They're kind of, not to be rude, but they're kind of dumb. They're kind of slow. You are not their only target. That's the next thing. You are not their only target. I know sometimes with these people, they really make you feel like it's you, that it's only you and it's all you. And if you would just go away, everything would be better. Well, that's not true. That's a lie. They say that to many different people, and it's, you are not the cause of all their problems. That's one of their chaos sorcery techniques. So just know, I just really have been feeling it, Spirit guiding me, that it's not, you're not the only one that they pick on, or that they try to destroy. They try to destroy the true wheat, the omega, the true children of God. So it's not just you. Even if they say it's only you, it's a lie. So don't listen to that. So wheat, next one, wheat or omega at first. And what I mean by that is usually they come to you in their polarity of the feminine or the omega, the do no harm, nurturing. They usually come to you initially very warm and accepting. They might give you gifts. They might give you compliments. So they usually do present as a omega or someone you can confide in, but it's all a act. It's all a ruse, because they're counterfeit people. This may not, most of you probably already know this, but they kick you when you're down. Say someone in your family died, or you're sick, or whatever tragedy happened, they'll kick you during that time, during that hard time when you really need support. That's when they'll kick you and abandon you, or do something horrible to you, cheat on you with your sister or something horrible. They're the devil's children, people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's the devil's children. Don't ignore your gut. Next one on the list. Don't ignore your gut. There's so many videos on YouTube about not forsaking your intuition, what you feel. And what I've noticed, or what I've told myself lately, is is usually what happens to me is I say, ooh, I feel creepy, or look at that, or I just get like this creepy reaction when I'm around these people. And I used to say, oh, Sarah, don't judge. You don't know them. That's really rude to judge. But now I know I'm not judging when I have these feelings or these body sensations of disgust. It's my intuition. It's my inner teacher. It's Holy Spirit alerting me. So don't ignore Holy Spirit. Don't ignore your gut. It usually has a higher intelligence than we do in our mind. So really trust your gut, your body's sensations. Really tune into that. Don't ignore it. And the last one, which I don't really hear very many people talk about, but toxic people stick up for other toxic people. And you may say, Sarah, in the past you've told us that alphas repel each other. They come together and they butt heads. And that is true. If there's one source of supply, there's two narcissists trying to get that supply, it will cause a repelling of the two alphas or the two tares. But if that person is not a source of their supply, they will cover for them. Oh, you know, he's a good guy. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or say someone goes to file a report on them, they won't fill out the report that the person's reporting on them. You see a lot of bungling in police cases and stuff. You're like, why did they report it? Or why did they destroy the evidence? It's because they're trying to cover for the other narcissist. Or, you know, another word for this is, I guess, basically is flying monkey, kind of, sort of. But you'll see in comments on videos, that didn't happen. They'll minimize what you experienced. And these people cover for other people. They cover for the devil's children. If there's a devil's child and they're not going after the same target, they will stick up and cover for the other one, and vice versa. So definitely keep that in mind. It really plays tricks on you when you're invalidated, but it's probably because it's another counterfeit person. It's another tear messing with you or messing with the situation. Yay, depressing. No, it is sad to talk about these kind of things, but this is the reality of it. This is the reality. I know every time I learn more about this, the more I'm, you know, the trauma is loosened. I mean, I'm pretty much already am completely free from trauma. But there's sometimes I think about things and, you know, I get upset just thinking about it. But just knowing that that's what they're meant to do. They're meant to destroy people. That's their, you know, it wasn't God's plan, but that was the enemy's plan, and that's what they're doing. So it's good, so helpful to be aware. Like I say, you know, shining God's light brings truth, awareness, and healing. When you're aware, you can heal. Excuse me. When you're aware, you're more apt to heal. So that's what this video is all about, is bringing awareness to the devil's children. All right, I'm gonna go. It's getting about 22 minutes. Bye. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I really do appreciate it. You could watch so many other things that have editing and fancy effects and whatnot. I'm really humbled and honored that you guys tune in to check out my videos. So I hope this was helpful. Much love. I love you guys. If you have any questions or comments or anything you want to add, definitely write it below. And I'll put my email address too if you want to connect with me. Much love. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.